How's it going, everybody? Today's the 8,842-day anniversary of when The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time came out. So for this particularly made-up special day, I'm going to be creating one of the most iconic scenes in video game history. Of course, that being Link pulling out the Master Sword for the first time in 3D, so let's get started by hopping into some 3D software and beginning by deleting the companion cube. I'll then proceed by importing the 3D model of the stairway from Ocarina of Time, which the link to that and all the other assets I downloaded can be found in the description. However, this space was a bit too big for my liking, so bringing out my inner construction worker, I broke down the bottom layer, leaving only the top platform. I've got a relatively small 3D printer, so I had to split up the base into two halves. Conveniently for me, I ran out of gray stone-like resin as soon as I got finished printing the first half, so for the time being, we got two halves of a non-homogeneous base. Of course, a craftsman's best friend is going to be making a guest appearance, so I'm going to use some super glue to combine these two parts to temporarily make a Frankenstein-looking pedestal. After setting that aside to dry, it's time to give this thing a well-deserved touch-up. I'll start off with a base coat of gray paint to give the whole base a, well, base layer, and then proceed to dab on a slightly lighter gray to give it more vibrance and variation. And once the base is all finished up, I say it's time to get together the main character of this piece, both figuratively and literally. I found a low poly Link online, but of course he shouldn't be in this standard figure position, which means it's time to add some bones. Or, in technical talk, I added some armature, which basically will allow me to move his hands and body as if he did have bones, allowing me to position this protagonist in any way I want him to. After getting him into a sword pulling position, I decided to make him a bit more smooth, then add and position the components of the Master Sword to get a general idea of the scaling. I sent those over to the 3D printer and was quite amazed by the quality and resolution of the print. But if you had a keen eye, you'd notice our child sword fighter attained an injury in battle, but lucky for him, this isn't anything a little bit of plastic surgery can't fix. So I printed out his missing appendage, and using the sutures known as crazy glue, our main man became two-legged again, being able to stand up straight and tall. Link kinda looks like he's seen a ghost, so first I'm gonna start off with his iconic tunic, giving him a coat of elfy green paint. While he's drying off, I'll then proceed to painting all the itsy bitsy parts of the sword, corresponding with my reference from the 24-year-old game. For simplicity reasons, I just had him holding the handle in the final print, which I'll combine later on. But for the time being, I can paint the base to which the powerful sword will be pulled from, imprinting on it the infamous Triforce symbol. With Link all nice and dry at this point, I'll then proceed by giving him his luscious locks, as well as giving him a bit more tone to his skin. I'll then paint on some heroic brown boots, and then give my best attempt at making a face. After the project was over, future me spent 2 hours looking on YouTube on how to paint faces, because anyone with a cornea can tell that this is a wonky looking Link face. But hey, as they say, it's not about the outcome, it's about the journey. Well, unless the outcome is what you want to take a picture for the thumbnail, so then you just position Link the other way. Anyway, I'll then move on to gluing all the small delicate pieces of the sword together, and then at this point, it's just a matter of gluing the pedestal and Link to the base. And after that's done, I say let's look at this beauty. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you want to see made into 3D in a future project. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful day, and see you later.